Hello to you. I'm Jesse Johnson. This is part 2 of The Spiritual Garden Don't Need Cultivation. Just don't pollute it and defile it. Humans in general are totally unaware of the true truth. They know of facts and truths, which includes yourself, of arguments, of mechanics, logic, intellectualizing. These things have their place and are useful tools when needed. Humans have distorted minds and become more unstable when anything don't agree with their distortions. Humans in general are ineffectual in dynamic relationships. They leave one social group and enter another social group whose ideas, ideals, philosophies, intellectual products are as distorted as theirs. Because most people grasp words, labels, slogans, languages, and so on, they are hindered by these things' limitations, whether it's considered ordinary and common or sacred. Thus, humans in general obstruct their own perception and cannot understand clearly. Where there is mind, there is fabrications, imaginations standing for truths where there is no truth. What is the mind? Without the mind, what is beyond? What if you, so-called, so to speak, seek an it beyond the mind? That itself is the mind, fooling a you, which is a product of the mind, not the body. The mind cannot get out of the mind. The self that you call yourself is a mentally created illusion, made of 1,001 imitations of others. And the further astray you go, thinking will come as needed. When all thoughts and thinking in all of its forms, from dreams, ideation ideas, and all the thinking done all day long, halt, there is no more mind, only the total living being without disturbance. The base of the mind is memory and the complex system which uses memory to produce images, mental sounds, etc. Slow the mind down. This is what meditation methods are for. Just put thoughts to the side, for in fact, there is nothing to seek, nothing to search for, nothing to do, or that can be done ultimately. Nothing for the ego, so-called you, to gain. There is only something to see. People take word sounds and writing symbols as the real way, as though there is someone there that have not arrived. This is a tactic of the mind. There is nowhere to go or to arrive at spiritually. You are already here. The now is eternal. The here is everywhere. You just don't see it. There is nothing to practice, not rituals, ceremonies, religions, no religious truths to grasp. In the ultimate, nothing nor something lacks, L-A-C-K-S, lacks anything at all. All is inherently true, perfect, and cannot be otherwise. Detach from all that is inside and outside. Detach from all religions, traditions, and lunatic elements of societies. Then you'll see. And you will see far more superior and clearly. When you are disentangled, you pass freely. People go to each other in chains, only to have another chain added. Most are unable to recognize spiritual ignorance as a terrible, heartless slave master. And so many people, not understanding this simple matter, tie each other up in knots, hurting, crippling, and murdering each other by the hundreds of millions. Each one filled with so much understanding, knowing nothing, for a miserable person knows nothing. If I were to explain this, very few persons would stay around to listen. If I talk about the most worthless shit imaginable, things that don't do anything to make us all better off, then 1,000,001 lame fucks would come in legions to listen. Words are only pointers and nothing more. You must read between the lines. You have been turning from the living light or truth to darkness or insanity since the age of 3. The society culture around you forced you to do so. So the so-called subjective idea of a self becomes hard to uproot due to confusion. The vicious repetitions go on and on and on. The mind will produce any and all states, tactics, strategies, and imaginations to make you a so-called you, except that a so-called you have made it spiritually. There is no doctrine to be communicated to you or anyone. There is no teaching. All religions and spiritual dogma is false and is part of the world's holy business. Time, space, or organic mechanical references. Otherwise, you wouldn't physically survive. They are tools and, like money, have their place. Beyond time and space, nothing and something has ever and never existed, and something and nothing has never and ever non-existed. For this is the ultimate truth. As far as words can go, do not use intellect to understand this. Instead, intelligence and common life sense is your only allies. For this flows from your heart. The words I speak is only a partial guide. I can only point. But you must do the walking, so to speak. The incessant activities of the mind produces a cloud. And methods of all types were created over thousands of years to clear it. Clear and order the mind, and you may see what I'm driving at. When will you stop fooling yourself? Spring, summer, autumn, winter, they come. What more do you want? What more do you seek? You are wrapped in illusions taken as actual, lies taken as truths, brainwashing taken as facts, cravings, longings, resentments, and hundreds of other internalized collective afflictions and wounds. Why? Because you live in the cave of ignorance with hundreds of millions of others. Just listen to me for a second. When you truly see, you open over 1,000 treasure chests, each one the size of a house, filled with riches and wealth of the heart untold, worth more than 10 to the millionth power in ounces of gold. When you are filled with hate, malice, unlovingness, cruelties, ambitions, arguments, stupidities, brainwashings, and so on, then 100 holy and sacred books of scriptures and guidance with millions of words that's read is not enough. But once the heart turns homeward, 3 words is too much. When I speak, what I speak of cannot be handed to you with words. Words can only point, and even then with limits. Ineffable cannot be given to you. There is no you to give it to. Understanding can direct you. The spiritual garden don't need cultivation. Just don't pollute it. with a polluted mind and a polluted heart. Share this video, subscribe, write Jesse Johnson into YouTube for all my videos. I want to thank you and everyone else for listening and watching, and have a very good day.